Howdy! How's everybody out there in YouTube land tonight? I hope this finds you well. Lord have mercy. Here we are. Full moon tomorrow. Let me kill this audio over here. There, we got that killed. There we go. Now I don't have to listen to myself twice. It's bad enough to listen to myself once. That's what Matt always tells me.
Too many buttons we got to push when you're a host. I tell you a lot of things. Yeah.
We got some people out there in the chat, Matt. It looks like we got Russ from Simply Wooden Creations in the house. We got Jim Bashir's in the house. Let's see, me and you in the house. Get this thing shared out. Let's get this place packed.
Yeah, Heiferbot's probably going to join us soon.
Yeah, Heiferbot should be in here anytime now. She updated today, so unless that messed something up, she should be in here.
Very good, very good.
But yeah.
Perennial Media's here.
Hey,
Hi,
Steve. Good to have you in the house.
Russ was promoting the show. I saw his posts all over the interwebs.
I greatly appreciate that when you do that for me. That helps get some folks alerted that it's going on. Him and I Customs. David from Portal Woodworks. Good to have y'all with us this evening. I posted this every place. I can't think of any place that I missed.
Well, you put it everywhere.
Yeah, I've been at the truck stop, wrote it on the bathroom wall.
Even the Facebook stories, which contain no clickable URLs.
That's right. But
it's there.
I put it everywhere. I ain't missing nothing. Billy Burt in the house. Good to have Billy with us.
Hi, Billy. Good to
hope everybody is doing well. I hope everybody's staying warm. It has been unbelievably cold here. Well, I shouldn't say that. Because usually this time of year in this area that I live in eastern Indiana, it is around 0. And today it started out about 23 and it warmed up to, well, the thermometer said that it got up to about 50. But the problem was that we had the wind blowing and it felt like it was about 28. So it was pretty cold, but it's going to start raining tonight, they say.
Did you get snow recently? We got some snow earlier.
No, it's going to rain. It's going to rain tonight and tomorrow and Saturday and Sunday morning. They're calling for ice. And then it's going to warm up a little bit and melt that off of there, I think, by Monday. But, yeah, it's winter. Lord.
The white Tupac showed up again. Welcome back to the channel.
Glad to have you with us. Jim says that we're going to get dumped on with rain. Yeah, that's what they're saying here. They're calling flood watches and everything else. They're saying that tonight we should get 2 to 3 inches of rain. That's just tonight. And
that's a lot of rain. Yeah. Like that's a substantial amount of rain.
Yeah. Then it's just going to keep raining. For 3 more days, it's going to rain. We're going to need an ark by the time this is said and done.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, man. I tell you what, I'm ready for springtime. I'm ready for some warm weather.
Me too. We had one snowfall. It was about 3 inches. And that's it. That can be it. We can be done.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, now, on another front, I've got some bad news and I got some good news.
Oh, boy.
The bad news is that the Powerball drawing was last night and I didn't hit it. But the good news is nobody else did either. So I got another lottery ticket today.
Woo! When's the next draw? Wednesday? No, Friday. Saturday.
Saturday night Powerball. And,
did it not go off since we last spoke about it?
No, it has not.
What's it up to? Millions?
$277 million.
Oh, that would be sweet. That would be sweet.
Yeah.
I would love to have half of that because that's about what you'd walk away with.
They say that you take 61% off because of the Fed and the state taxes. So I'm figuring walk off with around 106,030,000. Yes, I did the math.
Yep. That 30,000 will just be for the Vegas trip.
Well, yeah, I'd kind of like to go if I was going to travel. Now, with the dogs, it makes it kind of difficult and all, but eventually, if I was going to go any place, I think the place that I would like to see in the United States, because I've never traveled outside the United States, but inside the United States, I'd like to go down to Florida to that Hollywood hotel down there that's shaped like the guitar.
Oh, okay.
I'd like to see that.
Yeah, sounds like fun.
They don't have nothing like that in Indiana.
The Vegas has the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino, and there's a big guitar on the facade there.
Well, this hotel is shaped like a guitar.
Nice. Some people are showing up. We have Deborah Mosley, welcome, and
Dinogen is in the house. Good to have you with us, AJ.
I worked with someone with that last name, and he pronounced it Guyen. But then there's a famous golfer with that same last name, and he pronounces Win.
Oh, okay. All right.
We hope we got it in there somewhere.
Yeah.
AJ's here too. He just stopped by. Good to see you again, AJ.
How's the tractors, AJ?
Yeah.
Always have to ask about the tractors. I'm a farm girl. I know about them tractors. And we need to put a couple plugs in here. We got Russ in the house. Russ is with Simply Wooden Creations, and he does a live stream on Saturday nights over on his channel at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. So you might want to tune into that. He has a panel. Matt and I are on the panel. And so we hope you all join us because we have a lot of fun over there. And we also need to put in a plug for Harmel Media. That's Steve. Steve has, see if I can do this without getting tongue-tied, Makers Media Network. Seems like every time I try to say that, I get my tongue wrapped around my eye teeth. I can't see what I'm saying. But over at Makers Media Network, you can go over there and check him out, makersmedianetwork.com, and take a look there in the shop because they got all kinds of neat stuff that has to do with our channels. I got t-shirts and mugs over there. Matt's got stuff over there too from Awesome Wood Things, one of his many channels.
That's what I'm logged into this chat today. It's Awesome Wood Things. Hey, Dave Gatton just showed up. Hi, Dave.
Hey, Dave. Good to have you. And we've got Partly Cloudy 420 in the house as well. Glad to have you with us this evening. Dave Gatton just joined us.
Glad Gatton has a live stream on Saturday, same time, 8 p.m. Eastern, and he does a CNC show. So if you're into that, check it out. It's awesome.
And what's this so formal, Mr. Haas?
Formal how?
Well, Dave Gatton's calling you Mr. Haas.
Oh, I don't know why he does that. You have to ask him.
La-di-da.
That's my father, Mr. Haas. Matt's fine.
Oh, and you know what? Heiferbot says, more cowbell.
Yes.
And there will be a heifer haven go up later this evening in case anybody's wondering, what happened to the heifer. I put up a heifer haven Sunday night. I'll do a little explaining on this. I was going to do the live with CJ on Sunday night, but he had some sort of technical difficulties with his audio, and we weren't able to pull that off. And we may be rescheduling it for later. We'll see what his schedule is and my schedule, and we'll go from there. But since we couldn't do the live stream on Sunday night, I put a heifer haven up in its place. I hope everybody enjoyed that and and watched the silly shenanigans there with heifer haven. Maple Tree Studios just came in. Glad to have you with us. Good evening to you as well.
Awesome.
And Matt, why don't you tell them about your 5,000 channels that you got going on YouTube?
You got it. Well, in addition to Awesome Wood Things, where I make things out of wood in my wood shop, I have a piano awesome. I play that thing over there. All kinds of cool content over there. All Things YouTube is my live stream on Mondays, 7 p.m. Eastern, where I talk about, not surprisingly, all things YouTube, tell you how to be awesome on the platform, and I follow the developers and any changes to the platform. I not only tell you, I show you. 7 p.m. Eastern on Mondays. And Awesome Fun Things is sort of like my junk drawer. I'll just put anything I want on Awesome Fun Things. Those are the 4 main channels where you'll find me on the YouTubes. A lot of fun. And just go to awesomewoodthings.com and you'll find links to just about everything. And that's my attempt to take over the internet with those 4 channels.
And all your Facebook groups and your
Patreon. Yep. I've got patreon.com/awesomewoodthings. I've got several Facebook groups. If you're a woodworker and you love America, you can do a keyword search on Facebook for American Woodworkers. Hey, I like the background.
Time that perfect.
Yeah. All Things YouTube has a Facebook group as well called All Things YouTube Group. They also have a page, All Things YouTube just is the Facebook page. The list goes on and on. My list of properties and the list of websites go on and on and on. I keep track of every website I've ever built, and I'm up to 104. And I'm just going to launch another one soon. It'll be 105. Now, this is lifetime, and many of them have gone away because a lot of them are small businesses. They come and go. But yeah, 104 websites. I have the admin codes too. Yeah, Hartnell Media says amateur. Now, Steve does this full time. He's got hundreds, maybe even thousands of websites under his belt. If you're in the woodworking community, he might make a site for you, or any community for that matter. I don't know. Reach out to Steve Nealon at makersmedianetwork.com was one way to find it, and hartnellmedia.com if you want him to do a website. And yeah, so that's a lot of fun. I'm everywhere.
You can also be found on Reddit and Instagram, and gosh,
yeah.
I don't know all the ones that I don't even know nothing about. You're everywhere.
I'm Awesome Wood Things on Instagram. I'm Awesome WT on Twitter, because you can't have a long name on Twitter. On Etsy, I'm Awesome Wood Things with a Z instead of an S, but I only have one item for sale, and that's a digital plan. And subscribestar.com/awesomewoodthings, patreon.com/awesomewoodthings.
Yeah, I will tell them where I can be found too. I'm on Etsy.
wizardofhaas.com too. That's my newest one. Wizard of Haas. That's a fun one. Do you see my website, Wizard of Haas?
Yes.
Look at the artwork on this thing. Let me share it for you.
Right.
This is what I do when I'm bored. I launch websites. There they are. All my websites. Awesome Wood Things, All Things YouTube, Awesome Fun Things, and Piano Awesome.
And he even paved that yellow brick road by himself.
I was like, I wonder if that website is taken. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Nope, not taken. Add to cart. Okay, I'm sorry. That's enough about me.
Well, you can find me all over the internet as BrendaG's Designs. And you can start with Etsy, because I got an Etsy store. There's lots of cool stuff in the Etsy store. My homemade soaps up there. I'm on Teespring. I've got merch up on Teespring, BrendaG's Designs. Makers Media Network. I got merch there as BrendaG's Designs. I'm on Facebook, BrendaG's Designs. Twitter, same thing. YouTube, obviously, if you're here, you know that much. Let's see, Instagram, BitChute, Twitch, and BrendaG'sDesigns.net is the website that I still have to work on, but hey, it's there. So yeah, I'm all over the place. Salvatore just came in. Good to have you with us this evening. How's all the kids at the school? They all sick? Do they all have flu after the winter break?
Tissues galore at the school, blowing noses.
Oh, they're having a heck of a time here in Indiana. I was listening to the radio channel this morning. They like to talk about all the high school sports games, basketball, and everything that's going on. And it seems like they can hardly pull a team together because everybody's sick. I was talking about some girl who was a star of the girls' basketball. She tried yesterday to go to school and be part of the game last night, but she just got too sick and had to stop. And now, isn't that something? You're in such a small town that's the prime thing on the radio channel.
Oh, Salvatore says it's pretty hard. AJ says hospitals here are locking down and keeping visitors out. Yep. Oh, snap.
Yep.
I got my flu shot. I'm hardened and protected, hopefully.
Yeah, I don't do that. That stuff will make you sicker than it would if you didn't take it.
Yeah, you can feel a little groggy for a day, maybe. It clears up.
Yeah, but you're young.
Oh,
when you're old, it kicks your big behind around.
But if you got the flu itself, then you would be 10 times worse.
That's why I stay away from people.
You're like the old lady on The Simpsons. You walk into her house and she throws delousing powder on you.
I carry the Lysol everywhere I go, and I just anybody gets within 4 foot of me, they get sprayed. People
I
kind of
didn't
look
hug
at me like I'm
people.
a skunk, because you get too close to a skunk, they're gonna spray you. Will.
Christmas Day, the guests were leaving. I'm like, I'm not hugging anyone. Sorry, I love you. No hugs. I was like, I'm not taking any chances.
Spray them down with Lysol, up one side, down the other. Give them the cross,
The power of Christ compels you. Oh. Speaking of that, Netflix has a new series out. It's 3 episodes in season 1. I know that doesn't sound like a lot. Each episode's an hour and a half. Dracula. Dracula is the name of the Netflix series that just premiered, and it is spectacular. It is so awesome. It's not cheesy. There are no sparkling vampires like in Twilight. It's not, a hokey, fun teen angst drama like Buffy the Vampire Slayer. It's legit. It is so very good. I highly recommend it. And it's not super scary. It's just intense. And it's real. It's as if it could really happen. No suspension of belief. It's amazing.
Yeah, but you'd have to have Netflix in order to watch that, right?
You do have to have Netflix.
That rules me out.
Come on, Reed Hastings. He needs your money. He's the CEO of Netflix.
The only TV I've got is just basic cable, and that's hardly worth watching.
Is your cell phone Verizon?
No.
Oh, because you could get free Disney Plus for a year if you have a Verizon cell phone.
No, I'm on Straight Talk.
I think an unlimited plan on Verizon, but okay.
Yeah, I go the cheap route.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing when you're on Social Security, and that's your only means of support. You got to go, lower tier with everything. So once I hit the Powerball, everything's going to change. But until such time, I can't live like I've won the Powerball until I actually win the Powerball.
That's right.
So, I gotta go with that low tier, under the radar kind of thing.
Last year when it got really high, there was a woman that did a GoFundMe because she spent all of her monthly income on Powerball tickets and she didn't win. And she needed to recoup her money. And people were like not having it.
No, you can't do that. No.
AJ says the Disney Plus thing is pretty cool. My kids love it. Powerball equals Disney sub. I don't know what that means. Yeah, will you subscribe to Disney if you win the Powerball?
Probably not. I'm not a big Disney fan. If I had kids in the house, that might be a little different story. But no, I'm not a big Disney fan. I'm figuring probably I won't have much time for TV if I hit the Powerball, because I'm going to be so busy moving to Knoxville. I got my house picked out.
Hey, you can stay away from people in Indiana. You can stay away from people in Knoxville.
You know it. I'd be spending a lot of my time out there on that dock at the little boathouse fishing is what I'd be doing.
Oh, your partner in crime just showed up, Jim Dockrell.
Hey, Jim, my brother from another mother.
Yep. AJ says he signed up for 2 weeks of YouTube TV. I had YouTube TV for a week because they were pushing the MLB package, and they insinuated like it was every Major League Baseball game live. It's not every Major League Baseball game live. It's a handful of games live. And you can watch them all on reruns after the game isn't live anymore. And I'm like, I called up. I was like, get me out.
Yep.
No. And I was so mad because I had quit the cable. Like I kicked Comcast out and I shut it all down, and I'm like, we're getting the MLB package, we're going to be good. And then it wasn't there, so then I switched to Verizon Fios. And anyway,
you burnt your bridge there.
Well, Comcast was awful anyway, and
yeah, that's what I have.
They're kind of all awful, but
if it wasn't for the old, what I call old shows, stuff from the 70s and 80s and
Oh,
Even
I was
earlier than
speaking
that.
more of the internet service, but yeah, you're talking the cable service from Comcast.
Yeah.
Got it.
And even then, it goes in and out at will. You can be in the middle of watching something and the cable goes out. And
Oh, Mr. Doughboy 356, welcome.
Hey, good to see you.
Yeah,
Glad you're in the house.
Cable drops sometimes. It sucks.
Dave Gatton says YouTube lied. Say it ain't so.
Dave is no fan of the YouTubes. He'll go over on my YouTube Facebook group and I'll post something about YouTube and he'll be like, no one cares. I'm like, you're on the YouTube Facebook group and the article is about YouTube. I'm like, this is the appropriate place. I don't care. I still love you, Dave. Oh, Simply One Creation says he loves Disney Plus. There you go.
Colt 49ers just came in. Good to have you in the house.
49ers checking in. Well, we're glad we're checking in. We're glad to have you here.
Glad to have you.
This is Mind Equals Blown. What do we do on Mind Equals Blown? Did we even describe the show?
No, we haven't got that far yet.
Jeez.
We give interesting facts, and we hope you will too. And if you give us some interesting fact, and it's true, and it blows our mind, we'll give you free cowbell rings and free virtual tacos, and they're not worth anything except a lot of fun.
I restocked all my virtual tacos, so they're ready to go. There we go. There we go. All right. The chat room is hopping. And don't forget to drop a like, folks. That's something free you can do to help out.
Did you?
I did. Oh,
okay. All right.
Only on one of my 4 channels.
Man.
It's so difficult to switch accounts. It takes me 1.5 seconds to switch each account. And that's a lot of seconds that add up. And
what the girl got to do to get support from you?
You got the like.
Oh, mercy.
There was one YouTuber that constantly asks, it must be 20 times throughout each video, he asked people to slap like. And then someone finally said, look, if you slap it more than once, it takes the like away. You know, if you click the like button, it glows. You click it again and it goes dark. Mm-hmm. And he's like, no, what you're supposed to do is sign in under a new account and slap the second time.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's exactly right. You sign in under all your other accounts and you just click on yes.
Oh, jeez.
That's
all right. I'll do that after the show.
Man.
Oh.
Well, we was talking about me being, poor.
But broke, fixed income.
Yeah.
You got a roof over your head. You've got.
Yeah, barely. It's being held together with baling wire and chewing gum and a little bit of duct tape, and that, but yeah, and folks keep asking me, when you gonna have another giveaway? When you gonna have another giveaway? Well, see, here's the thing. I'm on fixed income, so I have to do it as I have the money to mail this stuff out, and that ain't cheap. The last giveaway I did was $50 in postage. So if the super chats roll in to help me fund this, I've got a whole house full of stuff that I can give away. There's more stuff comes in every week that I could give away, but there has to be some money coming in.
I'll turn on the super chat lights if you get a super chat.
Thank you very much. Yes, the disco going.
Yeah, we'll kick them on if we get some. But
Jim Dockrell says, you had baling wire? We'd consider ourselves lucky to have baling wire. Around here, baling wire is a necessity. You have the duct tape, the baling wire. When I was doing the swap meets, and taking the critters to these animal swap meets and stuff, I drove a great big ambulance, and I had it piled full of animals.
About it.
And in it had little cubby holes for stuff, and I had my tools and things stuck in cubby holes. And one thing that everybody could always rely on is if they needed something to cobble their tent and set up together with, they could come to me and they could get it. I can't tell you how many times the hammer, the duct tape, and the baling wire came into play.
The 3 main tools to get anything done. AJ says bale wire is the fix-all here. Yeah.
Yep.
I had a high school teacher back in the 80s that, when computers were like ancient, and he's like, you can leave a computer on the front porch, no one will take it, but if you leave a wrench on the front porch, it's gone. Within like any tool that you would leave out, people would take. That was what people thought back then.
I put a thing up on Facebook the other day that everybody seemed to enjoy a lot. There was some packages on a feller's porch, and there's a feller that thought he was going to come up there and he's going to relieve that porch of them packages. And when he got up there to the porch and he started to relieve the porch of the packages, out of the packages pops a big old German Shepherd.
I saw that. The bottom box was like a dog house, and he entered from the back where you couldn't see the hole, but he was in there, and he moved the boxes.
Surprise! I've heard of people saying that when they change their litter box in the house, they just use Amazon boxes for the litter box. So they just tape it up and sit it down on the front porch and wait for somebody to tote it off.
Well, there's certainly enough Amazon boxes to go around. Although now they're pushing the plastic bags when possible. So a lot of Amazon packages are coming just in the plastic bubble wrap bag.
Right.
And that's supposed to reduce the landfill. It's still plastic. I mean, it's plastic. But
I wish I could remember. I'd have to go back. I think I saved it on my newsfeed someplace, that there is a company that says that they will recycle the Amazon boxes. And what they want you to do
I saw that somewhere.
is find, whatever you wanted to get rid of in your house, like if you was going to give it to charity, Goodwill or something, box it up in there and then contact them.
Portal's asking for more cowbell.
Well, we can fix that.
Look at that. Portal asked for it, then Heiferbot asked for it, then Portal asked for it, then Heiferbot asked for it. And Jim's saying no. I guess he doesn't like the cowbell.
But yeah, if you have Amazon boxes and you don't want to tote them out to your recycling center or however it works in your community, you can put stuff that you want to get rid of in that box and donate it to this organization. I wish I remember. I'm gonna have to write that down, and that way I can tell everybody.
You can put clothes and stuff in, right? You can put old T-shirts and things like that. That's cool.
Yeah.
AJ says the cattle bedding is made from shredded up Amazon boxes. That's cool.
Yeah, we have pretty good recycling here, so I usually just break them down and carry them out. Woohoo!
There we go.
Turn on the lights. Time for dancing. Woohoo! Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Russ.
I greatly appreciate that.
There we go.
I greatly appreciate that. Lord have mercy. Bless your heart. That man, that's a godsend right there. Believe me.
That helps. That helps. Hey, if you think about it, when a channel owner, even if a channel owner got $1 from you, a lot of people are like, I'm not going to give $1. That seems so, but $1 in ad revenue, it's worth about 1,000 views.
Yeah.
So just think, every dollar you donate, it's as if you've watched the video 1,000 times, not 100, 1,000 times.
I mean, bless their hearts, but these people that think that they're going to get monetized and they're going to be making big money on YouTube.
Yeah.
I try to explain to them, and they don't want to believe it. It's one of them things that if they don't accept it, it's not true.
Yeah. Hold their ears and think it exists the way that they think it exists. But no, ad revenue is never a primary source of income for any YouTuber. It's always other streams of income.
I'm like, you poor Cleopatra, living in denial. When it hits you, when you get there and it hits you and you find out that I was not lying to you, I don't know what they think is in it, if to think that I'd be lying to them about it, like I'm trying to keep all the money to myself.
Nothing is fast on YouTube. It's an enormous, long game. It's the long game.
That nickel that I make a week.
5 years, been on YouTube 5 years, and I think I got 4 payouts in 2019. Yeah. Not once a month.
And that's more than I got. So
yeah.
So
and I refuse to put the more valuable unskippable ad in any of my stuff. And when and if a video is 10 minutes or longer, I'm not putting the middle video, the mid-roll video in. So I'm even catching less dollars on purpose because I don't want people to wait through a 30-second ad or, an unskippable ad. I don't want that poor experience on my channel. So there's an ad in the beginning, 5 seconds later, hit skip, boom, you're ready to rock.
Yeah. But yeah, it's there we go. Get that through. Show them the deposits to your account and how often they go in there.
Nothing to look at.
Yeah.
I think I had one January and then March and then June and then December. That was sort of like my payouts.
Yeah,
not many on emissions here. Hi, Mom.
Hey, Shelly, good to see you.
The community collectively calls her Mom because she's like a mom to all of us.
Well, to you. I'm her mom.
Well, she's a mom at heart, regardless of the age of the community member.
I can't call somebody younger than me Mom.
Okay.
I just can't do that.
I'm sure she wouldn't mind if you called her Shelly.
She's young enough to be my daughter.
Yeah. She's a badass too. She used to catch snakes as a young adult. That was her job. Oh man, I got to get this snake out of my house. Who do I call? Call Shelly Cole. She come take the snake away.
Rattlesnake.
Oh, Jim Dockrell says I've been called mother a time or two also. Farm All Fanatics here. He put 2 snake emojis on.
Good to see you, Farm All. How you liking that headset? Did you ever get it out of the box? Last time I talked to him, he got it, but he hadn't got it out of the box yet. Yeah, Shelly says she understands me calling her Shelly. See?
That's fine. No. Shelly's very easygoing.
Say she could say, "It's Ms. Shelly to you."
She could say that. I can't envision her doing that though. But
oh
yeah, sweet set plugs into USB. Nice. Farmall likes his free gift free giveaway that Brenda passed.
Glad he enjoys that. I haven't talked to Corkboard to see if he likes his golf club covers that he got.
I use the magnets you gave me. You gave me the neodymium magnets, and I have a whole stack of them. What I do, folks, is I put them on my table saw, the metal bed, and then when I have to make repeatable cuts, I crash the wood into the stack of neodymium magnets, and then all my cuts are the same size. That's better than like hot gluing a board down or rigging up some sort of stop. Nope. Magnet. Boop. It's there when you need it. When you're done, you just take it right away.
I'm going to use some of my magnets to put up a curtain in my van behind the driver and passenger seat to turn it off from the back part of the van.
Okay.
Yeah. Because the only way that people can see anything that I have in the back of the van is to look in the windshield.
Gotcha.
Because it has no windows in the back.
Yeah.
Some people call it the prison van. Some call it the kidnapper van.
Make it a dark color fabric, so it'll be even harder to discern what's going on back there.
Well, I don't know.
If the van's a rocking, don't bother knocking, sister.
Exactly. I call it the cougar wagon.
Oh, no. Oh, hey, Portal says make sure you check out everyone's channel. That's what we're all about here. We're a support stream.
Yeah, network everybody because that's what it's all about. That's how you're going to grow.
Portal's always picking up new channels here.
Yep. AJ says it sounds like the Mystery Machine. Well, I call it the cougar wagon. There ain't much mystery there.
Mystery machines from Scooby-Doo.
I always love it when somebody, some fella says if he can have a ride. I said, hop up here in this cougar wagon.
There was someone that visited someone's wood shop and rolled up in a white van, no windows in the back, and then they took a cell phone picture of it, and then in Photoshop they put free candy, like as if it was spray painted on the and then everyone's like erasing it and putting their own saying on the van.
I scared him to death up to Walmart. When I ordered groceries, you order online and you go up there to pick the groceries up.
Yeah.
And this girl comes out to load the groceries up, and she's kind of circling the van. I'm like, what the hell is she doing? She finally comes up to the driver's door to talk to me, and she said, asked me for my name, and I told her, and I said, I ordered some groceries. You got my groceries ready to go? It said on the email that they'd be ready. And she says, yeah. She says, well, I'm a little concerned about your vehicle. And I said, it never occurred to me. You're concerned about my vehicle? Why? It's got a flat tire? What's wrong? And she says, there's no windows in the back. And I started laughing, and I said, it's because it's a cargo van. I said, you need to look in here and make sure that it's safe, or what? And she goes, well, no, I guess not. So she goes back, she opens the door, and then she goes to laughing. She gets the groceries loaded. She comes back up to the door, and she says, I was scared to death.
Oh, no. Well, she thinks like there's a makeshift dungeon room in there or something.
She points up at the store, and the manager is looking out the door up there watching her. She says, I told my manager to keep an eye out because I was afraid I was getting kidnapped.
I was watching some comedy show about the whole free candy shtick with the van, and they're like, look, when I was a kid, I knew better. You got to show me the candy before I get in the van. I was like, wait, you're missing the point.
Jim Bashir says, how much do you pay the guy that pulls the people in the van when you stop?
Oh, yeah. Shelly was talking about a video that she did, a trailer for her new channel, and lost the sound. The sound had a technical issue. She has to redo it. That sucks.
Yeah, I have done videos before, more than one, because I do several in a row, and then realized that after I've done 5 or 6 that I had no audio on any of them.
Not good. Not good.
Then the air kind of turns blue around me. There's some choice words being said.
I did that once with a different setup. Like I had through OSB Studio. Something wasn't right, and I didn't have audio, but I figured it out pretty quick. Yeah.
I was just reading some of the comments in the chat. Lord have mercy, they're having fun about my van.
Yeah, 50 Shades of Brenda.
Shaggin' wagon.
My friend has the Shaggin' wagon.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's the Shaggin' with the double umlauts over it, and it's all colored up like the 70s, and it's like a 70s bug van, like the old timey van. Mm-hmm. It's awesome. I have a picture of it, and the Shaggin' wagon is on the front license plate, because in Pennsylvania you don't have to have a formal state issued license plate on the front. You can have whatever you want. Shaggin' wagon. It's cool.
Speaking of cool vehicles, did you see the one that I put up on Facebook today about the Mercedes, the Avatar car?
Oh yeah, that was really weird. Hey, guess what's going on?
Woohoo! Thank you very much, Russ.
Russ was asking people to put super chats up there again, and I guess he got tired of asking. He took matters in his own hands a second time. Thank you.
Thank you, Russ. I appreciate that.
That helps the channel out a lot. Brenda's
Bless
channel.
Your heart. Thank you very much.
We like that around here. Faux show. Woot woot. See, many on a mission. I love that term. Woot woot.
Jen just put something up there that I didn't know. She said some editing programs remove audio if you speed video above 4x.
Oh, must be like you probably wouldn't be able to understand it anyway. So they made the decision for you to drop it. Didn't know that. Hi, Jen's Woodworking and Things. I didn't see you come in. Welcome.
Yeah, I have noticed some videos. I won't mention any names, but I've noticed that some people put videos up and they'll speed them up, and then they'll be talking in the video, but you can't understand anything they say because it sounds like a chipmunk.
Yeah, you gotta be careful with that. That's surprisingly accurate, what it sounds like.
And I'm like, look, you edited this thing. Why didn't you fix that? I realize it's just a little small thing, but hey.
The thing about editing is you have to watch back what you've edited.
Yeah.
Don't skip that step. You
Yeah.
can try and like cut corners, but don't skip that.
That's like those 1940s videos that I did, that I edited and put up. I can't tell you how many times I watched that stuff over and over and over again, trying to get everything just right. And even then, I mean, there's always little idiosyncrasies in there that you know, but if you tweak that, you're going to screw something else up, you know. So you kind of have to leave it like it is. But yeah.
I watch my videos back so many times I almost get tired of watching it. Then I know I'm pretty much done when I just can't edit it anymore.
Shelly says, "Tell me a joke." This whole thing is a joke.
Horse walks into a bar. Horse walks into a bar. Bartender says, "Why the long face?"
Yeah.
There you go. Hey, Salvador has 2 little piano emojis. I like that.
That's cool.
For Elise is the next song I'm going to be singing or going to be doing on the piano.
Yeah.
That's next. I think I was in the wrong key.
There
you go.
Better. Yeah. That sounds better.
Yep. But can you speed up the video portion of the clip and leave the audio at normal speed? Well, you can, but then you would be out of sync.
Yeah. Well,
what, Jim?
If they can see you talking, if you're just doing something with your hands, it wouldn't make, you know.
My videos, I typically do a voiceover, so I just drop the audio to nothing, speed it up 20 times speed, and then just talk over top of it.
Yeah.
My fast forward is actually pretty sophisticated because the way I'll fast forward something is if I'll do like 2 times speed, 4, 8, 4, 2, real time. So in other words, the beginning is feels normal, then it goes real fast, and then it ramps back down to normal. So it doesn't feel like you're going a million miles an hour through the whole thing. It has sort of like natural. It still has some natural. Anyway, I don't want to get into it. I'm very picky about my fast forward, and it's very sophisticated, if that's the right word.
And you are eons ahead of me because I haven't even gotten to that kind of thing yet. You know, I'm still busy just trying to get it real time laid out and smacked together.
Yeah.
I haven't even done audio over the ones that I have done yet. I've just had music put to them.
Well, the program I have, it's pretty easy to do voiceovers. They call it voiceover, and it'll back up 5 seconds and give you a 3, 2, 1, go, and then it'll record, and you can speak in your microphone while the video is playing and try and keep up with the scene and what you're saying, and then you hit stop and puts the waveform on there. Mm-hmm. Oh, Simply Wooden Creation says he'll match any future super chat up to $25.
Woohoo!
Hear that, folks?
Lord have mercy.
That's your incentive.
Bless your heart, Russ. Russ has had gout, and he's doctoring his gout. I had gout in August and September up into October, and it ain't no fun.
Well, once you have it, you always have it, right?
You always have it, but suffering with it. I mean, you can get it so that you're not suffering with it. Well, thank you, Jen. Bless your heart. A little bit more super chat money rolling in. Well, hey, every little bit helps. Thank you very much. I greatly appreciate that. The lights are flashing. We've been talking about doing something where when you put up a super chat on here on my channel, that it makes the lights go off there in Matt's studio without him having to do anything.
Did we want to do that?
Well, we talked about it, and that's
okay. Maybe we can give that a try. Yeah, it'll take some sophisticated setup to make that happen.
Here comes Russ with $2. Bless your heart, Russ.
Whoops. Sorry, I'm pushing some buttons over here.
That's the good bless your heart there. You know, there's good bless your hearts and there's bad bless your hearts. Matt gets the bad ones.
Well, that's because that phrase has many meanings.
That's right.
It's a Southern thing, apparently.
That's true.
Thank you, Jen's Woodworking and Things. We appreciate that.
I was raised by Southern folk, bunch of hillbillies. You know, people get surprised when they find out that I was born in Ohio and now I live in Indiana, because they expect that I'm from Kentucky or Tennessee or someplace in the South, and no, but my relatives, my granny and them was, and I always tell everybody no, but I was raised by a bunch of rogue hillbillies.
Shelly wants to know what's a bad bless your heart. She doesn't understand.
Well, when somebody does something like Matt not putting a like on the video, then he gets the bless your heart.
Got another one.
Woo! Looky there. Man, you guys are blowing me away tonight. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Let's plug. Oh.
They're all wanting me to do some giveaways soon, ain't they?
I even got the strobe going for you here.
Yeah, right. Looky there. Woo-hee. Mercy.
What's that button do? Oh, yeah, that's the strobe light. American Wanderer? Is American Wanderer here? Yes. Hello, American Wanderer.
American Wanderer just wandered in.
I tried to give some super chats, but they didn't go through.
Well, why not?
I don't know. I hit super chat. It says buy and continue, and then it just collapsed away. I did it twice.
Well.
Oh well, we'll see what's happening. Maybe it'll come through.
Bless your heart.
Yep. And I even did it after all the abuse you've given me. Listen to the way she's laughing. She knows I speak the truth.
Well, see here. Wow! Holy smoke! Thank you, Russ.
Russ, my goodness. Jim Bashir's, my goodness.
Honey, I don't know what you're drinking, but have some more. Well, see, here's the thing, though, Matt. If I didn't pick on you, then it would mean that I just didn't like you that much.
Well, that's true. That's true. Like when I'm right next to you on a virtual show where I can respond, but when you're picking on me out on the internet by your own lonesome, then it's not everyone's sort of in on, the way we interact with each other. Then it gets a little wonky.
We have a special relationship, Matt.
Yeah, but not the whole internet doesn't know that. Like a small subset of the internet knows it. You're pushing the stuff out there in the public sphere, and anybody could be seeing.
That's right. Put it out there, let everybody see it.
That's how rumors get started.
Exactly.
Oh, Jim.
Well, it's one of them things where if you don't put it out there, then nothing ever gets started.
Well, why start something that doesn't need started?
And we just can't have that.
Yeah, because peace and tranquility just doesn't jive with you.
No.
Oh.
Like I put a meme up on the Facebook yesterday about these old ladies sitting around at the nursing home, and they've all got a bottle of, Jack or something, Jim Beam, I don't know. And the caption of it was, who's going to get us thrown out of the nursing home? And a bunch of the gals that are my age I went to school with, they're like, okay, which one's it going to be? And I said, well, it's going to be me.
The caption was a little different than that. It was like, we've already been thrown out of this nursing home. That's what the caption was on the meme that he posted. Yeah.
But yeah, that's I'm going to be the one.
No argument here.
I'd love to be back in high school and know what I know now. I tried to get back in when my kids, my foster boy, my stepson were in school. I tried to get back into school because whenever they get in trouble, and the principal would say that they had detention, I said, no, they don't. And I said, yes, they do. And I said, No, I'll be doing the detention for them. Because if they're not minding in school, it's my fault. So I'll take care of them at home, but I'll do the detention. And the principal wouldn't let me do that, wouldn't he? He'd just write it off.
Wow.
Well, I said, please let me do the detention. I want to do the detention.
Oh, Jesus. You'd be smacking all the other kids in the back of the head that are in detention with you.
Yeah, I'd have had fun.
Oh, man.
And they wouldn't let me do it.
Look, Russ is still going. He's saying, "Who's next for Super Chat?" He went past his limit. He's still rearing to go. Awesome.
Oh, Jim Bashir says, "Let's get thrown out of Applebee's with Ricky Bobby."
Applebee's is a restaurant I will never go back to. Debbie McWaters is here. Hello.
Hey, Debbie. Good to see you. Haven't seen you in a while.
He'd already had enough of you. LOL.
No, this is a different principle. I hadn't broke this one in.
Oh, no. Still, just dealing with someone having that exact conversation, they would probably just want to shut that down.
Well,
quick.
I was supposed to do a detention before I graduated. And the principal threatened me and said, if you don't do that detention, I'm not giving you your diploma. I said, try it. Just try it and see what happens. I got my diploma. And I didn't serve the detention.
There you go.
So they knew better than to mess with me.
Yeah. I wish I knew now what I wish when I was in high school, because holy cow, things would be different.
Yeah.
I did start to smarten up there at some point, like midway through, because, oh my God, all my classes were on the opposite end of the building. Like none was like right next door. It was ridiculous. It was not even kidding. Like every single one, it took the whole bell to get from one to the other. And, so the hallways were so crowded. I eventually said to myself, I'm not going to move for anyone. Cause I would kind of walk and bloop, let someone by. I'm not doing it anymore. And then I'm like, people started walking around me. I'm like, this is cool. You just got to walk like you're not going to move. That was one thing I figured out midway.
Well, in my high school, there was 3 floors.
Corkboard TV's here. Hello.
Hey, good to see you. Glad you dropped in. Scott, did you get the golf club covers and get them on your golf clubs? And how do you like them? Tell us how that worked out for you. The American Wanderer says, more cowbell.
Woohoo.
Have you all seen my monkey?
I like your pink monkey.
There's my little pink monkey.
No, he's hugging your finger.
Oh, shoot.
What do I have around here? I have my sparkly taco. Nom 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 nom. Look, isn't it delicious?
That reminds me of the thing I put on Facebook today about how they're decorating the dogs. Did you see that?
Oh, don't talk. That's what. Dogs lick themselves there. That's all I gotta say. Nasty.
Glitter. And I thought about Tracy and her glitter. Is that a little male dog you got there in the house?
No, she's a female. But our house has no shortage of glitter because my wife's a scrapbooker, and glitter is an important part of scrapbooking. So any foreign glitter I bring into the house is indistinguishable from native glitter.
But see, if you had a male dog, if there was foreign glitter coming in the house, you could blame it on the dog.
No one does that to their dogs. That's not a thing.
Blame it on the dog. I used to have a bull. Well, I raised bulldogs for several years, but I had a bulldog that had an intestinal issue. And he would run you smack out of the house if he got started. And so it got to be a big thing that anybody that would happen to pass gas, it was always, the dog did it.
Oh. Yeah, our little dog's starting to get a little gassy in that area. And it has a unique dog. Like, I'm like, oh, Tinkerbell, you're supposed to be a lady.
Tinkerbell.
My dog's name is Tinkerbell.
Well, it'd be Stinkerbell like that.
That's what we call her. We call her Tinkerbell.
So
Simply Wooden Creations. I'll match any super chat up to $25, up to 8 p.m. Oh, we've got 5 minutes, folks.
Corkboard wants to know what I'm using for encoding software. Well, let me put it like this. What the hell is encoding software?
What do you use to make your videos? It's OBS, right?
Yeah.
That's the answer, Corkboard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Put it in terms that I can understand. Don't get technical with me.
What software does the movie file come out of? That's what he's asking.
Okay, well that would be OBS.
The thing you post to YouTube.
Yeah.
What program makes that file? It's OBS. It's OBS Studio, right?
Yeah.
Or is it Streamlabs OBS?
No, it's OBS Studio.
OBS Studio. There you go. OBS Studio. It's free, 100% free on the internet. And I was using that on my live streams, but I switched it to a Macintosh only software called Ecamm.
But so you get all technical and you start calling it encoding software, and all this uppity stuff. I don't know what that is.
Uppity? Is it really uppity?
What do you use to record your videos with? Then I'd say OBS. See, we'd be on the same wavelength. Encoding software. What the hell is that? It's like I had somebody ask me this morning a whole bunch of questions about how to use a smartphone and how to use a tablet. Well, smartphone, I've had mine for 3 months. I still don't know how to use it. And I'm lucky to be able to answer it if somebody calls me.
Oh, we got some.
I've never owned a tablet.
That's right. Don't ask Brenda how to troubleshoot tablet issues. She doesn't own a smart tablet. Corkboard says he's starting a live stream 8 p.m. Central Standard Time Wednesdays, and he has OBS, and it's a plain setup. That's fine.
No, he says it's a pain to set up.
Oh, pain to set up. Okay.
Yes, but once you do it, it's sort of like riding a bicycle, because once you do it, then you know how to do it.
I found that all freeware applications are hard to use because they just put every feature front and center, and then it's like choice overload. Like no one has thought through on the free software how to make it easier to use. They just put all the features out there. And the American Wanderer says, how do you get 2 people on screen on OBS? Not easily. You have to integrate Skype. Yeah. So do a search for Skype and OBS, and it will tell you a very long answer on how to do it. I set it up once, and I tested it, and it worked. It was very glitchy. So
it had a lot of lag to it.
My setup had lag, and it could have been the hardware I had. Could have been a couple things. I think if I'd have tweaked it, I could have got it working.
Because keep in mind, he does everything through Mac.
Yeah.
And that is different than those of us who are using the Windows.
iMovie. Salvatore uses iMovie. That would be for edited videos that you would upload, not necessarily live videos. But I use iMovie on my channel for half my channel life. The first half, 2.5 years, I used iMovie. It was perfectly fine.
But Scott, depending upon how many bells and whistles you want, this StreamYard is excellent. So you might want to think about StreamYard, and that's StreamYard.com. It's very simple. It's about $20 a month.
Yeah, it's a service. It's a web.
You can do it for free, but you're going to have their logo and stuff on it. So I pay the $20 a month.
It'll be their logo here instead of Brenda's.
Yeah. So you might want to think about StreamYard. You don't have as many bells and whistles with StreamYard as you do with OBS, but there again, it's simpler to use. So
less than 2 minutes for the matching super chat from Russ's Simply Wooden Creations channel. Anyone that does a super chat, Russ will match it up to $25.
Clock's
in the next
ticking.
2 minutes.
Clock's a ticking.
Tick, 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 tick. And drop a like if you haven't already. That helps the channel.
Hit the like button, hit the share button, let everybody know that we're out here. I don't want to be the best kept secret on the internet. I don't want to be the best kept secret anywhere. Any place I go, I'm pretty much front and center.
Me too. I dress obnoxiously. I want to be visible. I want to,
I
bright.
am that little old lady that, they always talk about that, she don't care what she wears. Because right now I'm wearing a pair of camouflage pants with this blue plaid shirt. So I am that person.
That reminds me of that meme, like you don't give an F.
That's right.
There's a meme that says, "Look at my field," and it's a huge rolling field, and there's nothing growing in it. He says, "This is the field where I grow my Fs, and ye shall see it is barren." In other words, you don't have any Fs to give.
That's right. I've got black and white striped socks on
Oh
to go with
no!
my camouflage pants and my
Oh, Jim
blue
says
plaid
you're
shirt.
dressed for Walmart.
That's right.
Oh,
That's right. I fit
oh.
right in. I fit right in when I go up there. I blend in. I used to go up there wearing my tube top and, and my leopard stretchy pants.
Oh no!
But
Oh
then
no!
people got to recognizing me and from being on YouTube and chasing me around wanting my autograph and stuff. And so I had to try to blend in.
What do we got in the chat here? Corel Video Studio, the American Wanderer uses. That's a good program too. Russ on Simply Wooden Creations uses that. $25 for Dave Gatton.
Wow, thank you, Dave.
Did he make it under the wire there, Russ? I don't know.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Dave, that's very generous. Thank you, Dave Gatton.
Lord have mercy. You are all blowing me away tonight.
Yeah, look at this. It's sort of like feast or famine on these super chats.
You certainly did, Russ. He said he hoped he helped. Yes, that is a big help. And we'll get some checks rolling in here from the mothership, and we'll get some giveaways going. But yeah, that's been the holdup is no funds. Once the Social Security check comes in and I pay the bills, I'm sitting here with moths flying out of the checkbook. Hey, Brenda can go to Applebee's tonight. There ain't no Applebee's around here close. You'd have to drive 30-40 miles to get to an Applebee's, and I don't think it's worth it.
Applebee's, it's just a wall of microwaves. They don't have grills. They don't have ovens. Everything's just microwave there. It's disgusting.
See, I don't go to sit down restaurants any place unless I've got somebody to go with me, and usually I don't have anybody to go with me.
Now, I have a similar rule. I don't go to sit down restaurants unless chips and salsa are on the menu.
The last time I went to a sit down restaurant was when C-Dubs and I went back in August.
Okay.
So yeah, that shows you. And that's the first time I'd been since June. One of the girls from high school was here for the reunion and wanted to meet me for lunch. And before that, it had probably been about 5 years.
My goodness.
So yeah, I don't go to restaurants unless there's somebody that wants to go with me.
Well, there you go. That doesn't hurt. Although I'll go to restaurants like Five Guys. I was at Five Guys just by myself because I needed 20 minutes to kill. So I
just feel weird going in by myself,
Yeah, it doesn't
sitting
matter.
there, I feel like people are looking at me and
no one cares.
There's nothing for me to look at except my plate or stare at the other people that's in the restaurant, and that kind of seems odd. So
as I get older, one thing I'm learning is nobody cares. That's pretty much the de facto response, no matter what you do, who you're with or who you're not with. No one cares. What we got in the chat going on here?
Brenda, you haven't gotten your raise yet? Well, now it depends on what kind of a raise you're talking about. Monetarily, no. But every once in a while, every once in a while, somebody will irritate me enough, and that kind of raises blood pressure. That usually happens about on a daily basis, actually. Yeah, that's part of getting old.
Corkboard's asking me technical questions. Set up software and screens and stuff. However, it's a pain with syncing up YouTube. Syncing up YouTube? Not quite sure what you're asking there, but none of this is easy. Let's face it. It's it's a fight to get anything done digital wise for media.
He must have some kind of a buffer problem. Okay, here's what I recommend. And keep in mind, I'm not a technical person, but it's a little trick that I learned. If you go into your advanced settings on YouTube, when you're setting up the video, and on the right hand side of the screen, you have to scroll down and it asks you if you want high latency, low latency. I always click ultra low latency, and that seems to stop the buffering issues for me. Okay.
Well, that is supposed to mean now ultra low latency. You won't get automatic closed captioning, and you'll lose some features if you do that. And what that's supposed to do is when people type into the chat, you'll see it quicker.
Okay.
That's what that is meant for. It sounds like when he's broadcasting, he'll speak and his lips will be going different than what is actually being.
Right.
The audio will be out of sync with the
Right.
with the video, and it'll be awkward watching the mouth move.
Couldn't
are settings that you can jog it, where you can jog the audio quicker or slower until it matches up.
Couldn't that be an issue though too with your internet service provider and how fast the speeds you're getting from them?
That I think would impact dropped frames more than it would split the audio and the video.
Okay. All right.
Would be my first thought. I'm not a super expert in that, but
well, the reason I bring that up is before they speeded up my service here, I used to have a lot of problems with buffering issues. And then once they speeded up the service,
fast internet solves everything. I'm embarrassed to say, but I have 1,000 megabits up and 1,000 megabits down. I got the max. It's fiber to the house. It's not fiber to the curb and then something slower from the curb. It's balls to the wall fast. Jeff Robinson got a 1% raise, but the cost of the drug plan went up too. Yeah, I hear you. They giveth and they taketh away.
Well, yeah, it sounds like he's got Medicare along with his. See, I'm not. I don't get Medicare along with mine. I'm not old enough for that yet. But yeah, I will get a raise once I get my check this month, but it doesn't amount to a hill of beans. I mean, that kind of makes up for the fact that I'm behind.
my health care went up. It's ridiculous. And I'm putting more into my flexible spending account, which is like a savings account, tax-free money that you can spend on out-of-pocket doctor's visits and Band-Aids and other things like that. I need to every penny I can scrape together. I'm doing it.
Well, how about this? I don't have health care.
That's bad news.
Yeah. And I'm not old enough for Medicare. So yeah.
My piano instructor is, she owns her own business, and to get health care, it's $500 a month. And that's about what you pay. I mean, now as an employee, I'm an employee. I have a full-time job. Thank God. The employer pays half. So it's $250 for me and my family. But the employer's paying half. So it's really a $500 item. Mm-hmm. And it almost seems ridiculous because then you go to the doctor and you got to pay $40 a doctor visit. Yeah. And, and then you have your deductible. Then the first $900 out of pocket, you got to pay all your stuff. I'm like, aren't I giving you $250 a month? What's that for? I'm still paying $40 a doctor visit, and I'm still have to pay the first $900 up. I'm like, I might as well have nothing at all. But then,
well, it cost me it cost me $150 last summer to go to the doctor for the gout, and he did nothing. Everything that I did on my own. As all he ended up doing was saying, you need to go see a regular doctor to get your uric acid under control. And I said, but uric acid is what causes the gout, and you're supposed to be a gout doctor. You've got a website up, says you treat gout. So let's fix this. And he says, I can't do any more for you. You have to go see a regular doctor. And I said, well, I can't go see a regular doctor because I don't have the money to go see a regular doctor. And he wanted to argue that with me. And I said, listen, are you paying for it? And when he said no, I said, there you go.
Yeah. But that was one visit, and you had control of whether, 2 visits, and you had control whether you wanted to go or not. Or you can have something unexpected go wrong with you, land in the emergency
Yeah.
room, land on the operating room table,
Yep.
and then be like me and have $15,000 worth
Right.
of medical bills, of which I'm on the hook for substantially less than that, but it's still multiple
Yeah.
thousands of dollars, and
Yeah.
I have health care.
Yeah.
If I didn't have health care, I'd have been on the hook for 15 some grand. No,
Yeah.
actually more, because the companies will have their discount because they're an insurance company. If I went in, it would even be more than 15,000, because what they really want to bill you was probably close to 19,000. But since they bump it down to 15,000 because insurance companies are all in on the game, and then I'm responsible for several thousand.
Yep. Yep.
And I have 2 of my 8 emergency room bills paid off. 2 of the 8.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm going to do with the other 6.
Yeah.
But go on a payment plan.
Well, Scott typed in the chat. He says he doesn't buffer. Says, when I schedule a stream on my OBS, never streams with the scheduled stream. I have to jump to YouTube live without OBS.
Yeah,
My internet is fast.
Yeah, there might be the stream key might not be right, or you might a couple things could be wrong there. These are streaming questions. Streaming is the most difficult. Doing regular uploaded videos is hard, but doing streaming is considerably more complex.
Well, I would suggest, and he may not like this, but I would suggest try StreamYard. Even try the free one once. See what you think of it. See if you like it. Check it all out, because I find it's extremely easy to use, and I'm technically challenged.
Well,
so
StreamYard asks you, step 1, to log into your YouTube account and grant it permissions.
Right.
And once you do that, StreamYard says, oh, there's all the knobs and switches and all the bells and the whistles and all the dials. It sets it all for you.
Yeah.
And that's why you pay $20 a month or $15 a month or whatever it is.
But you can start out free with it.
OBS gives you all the choices.
Yeah.
And that's what you're running into, Corkboard TV. There's too many choices, and one of those 100 choices isn't set right, and that's why it's not going live the way you want.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Let's say Jim Dockrell says, last time I went to the emergency, it cost me nothing. Last time I went to the doctor, it cost me nothing. I got to see the optometrist. Guess how much it will cost me? Higher taxes here, though. See, he's up in Canada.
Oh, and then Jim Bashir's talking about he has a 6,000 deductible, 2,000 prescriptions, and then everything is 100%. So he's got to pay out of pocket $6,000 before he gets any kind of relief.
Yeah.
And he's paying for that monthly too.
Yeah.
Like, you don't just have the 6,000 deductible. He's probably paying every month for that.
Yeah.
It's
See,
hard.
that's why I don't have coverage. I can't do that.
But
I don't have that
if
kind
you
of money.
land in the emergency room, you would be destitute. You would be homeless.
Yeah.
And you would be destitute.
Yeah.
That's not a good thing. And you can't always control when you have to go to the emergency room.
Well, it's sort of like, if something happens to me, I'll be checking out.
Well, that's not a way to live your life.
But that's reality, because I can't afford any other way. What would be the point of continuing if I'm homeless and destitute and having, in zero weather, living under a bridge someplace? So, I mean, it's a sad concept, but nonetheless, it is reality.
But the point is, you could find yourself in that situation through no fault of yourself.
Exactly.
And it could be some Yahoo who runs into you with his bicycle.
Yeah.
I mean, that could knock you down and break bones and knock things out of place and really do a wonder. I mean, you think, or something health wise could go. So an organ in your body can say, "Yeah, I ain't playing anymore."
Yeah. Exactly. And people kind of look at us older folk, when we're being very careful not to fall. We don't want to get out on the ice. We don't want to get out and drive in snow and risk life and limb to do something that is not absolutely necessary to do. That's why we don't want to end up maimed and homeless
I was
because
climbing
we
the
did
steps
something
here at the
stupid.
house. I was climbing the steps, and I was going about 10% slower than I know because I was anyway. And Evan was at the top of the steps, and I got to the top. I was like, "Don't say it." Just don't say it. I knew what he was thinking. Just don't say it. Not that it was slow. It was just a little bit slower than normal.
And it will keep getting slower as you get older.
Oh.
What you used to be able to do in 5 minutes will take you all day. And even then, you will find yourself saying, you know, it has taken me all day to get halfway through this, and tomorrow is another day.
Oh, come on.
I find myself doing that more and more often these days. Yes, sirree. And Jim Docker says, yes, but families don't go bankrupt and end up on the street if someone gets appendicitis. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Jim Docker says, what I used to do all night now takes me all night to do. You got that right.
That's funny.
All night and all the next day. Oh, Corkboard wants to know, what about XSplit?
Yeah, I'm not sure what that is. It must be another
It
type
is
of.
another streaming service. You pay for that one too. It has some bells and whistles on it. I don't know a whole lot about it. I know a few people that have used it. They seem to be pretty happy with it. I've kind of stayed away from it. If you try the free version of it, it's got this little voice that comes across that's very annoying. You know, it says something about you're using XSplit. You're using XSplit, you know, something like that. And I'm like, oh my God, no. You know, if I want to try something out, I don't need some little voice going, why don't you just put a logo on the screen like StreamYard does, you know, and let me try this thing without annoying the hell out of me. So, you know, to each their own. You could try XSplit, see what you think about it, and go from there. Now, and that has been like a couple years ago. They may have changed things now, but you know, last person that I know that used it was a couple years ago, and they seem to be pretty tickled with everything that it would do. So,
Well, I'm just glad there's so many options. You know, it's not having the options would be harsh.
there's a load of people that's been going to DLive to do their live streams, but that is the, I'm going to say, equivalent of YouTube. You know, you're not doing it on YouTube. You're doing it over on DLive.
That's falling out of favor, I hear,
Well,
because
I don't know. I hear more and more people using it every week.
oh, I thought because that's got the whole cryptocurrency baked into it, and yeah, it turned out to be pretty sketchy.
I get more and more people on my news feed announcing, "Hey, doing a DLive, you know, people that I didn't think had anything to do with it are going to DLive." So I don't know.
There were 10 American college students that launched that service, and they're all have Chinese heritage. They're not Chinese. I mean, they're American citizens, and they launched that, and it's co-funded by like the Chinese mafia or something like that. It's pretty sketchy. It's pretty sketchy, but whatever.
Well, we'll see how long it lasts. I mean, some of this stuff's fly by night and comes and goes and that sort of thing. So I don't know.
The whole point is it's part of it's distributed. It's got what's the term for that? The blockchain. It's blockchain driven, which means when you hit play, it's going to take 3 seconds to find the seeders on the internet and cache things, and then so there's a little bit of a performance hit when you first hit play, especially on an unpopular video, but it works, and but that keeps the cost down anyway.
Debbie McWater says, I don't like DLive, never works good for me, but lots have gone there. And then Scott says, I heard many are going to BitChute. And I have stuff over on BitChute.
Now here's the thing about BitChute.
It's not a live stream, though. BitChute is a video thing. You put videos up on it.
I thought BitChute was skeptical because it hasn't changed in 2 years.
Yeah, it's.
But there is a crew. It's a skeleton crew that's running it, and they are real people. And I think they're Russian, which isn't evil in and of itself. There are businesses from Russia that do worldwide business, and they're just fine. But if you choose the option to hook it in with your YouTube account, every YouTube video you post is going to also post over to BitChute, and you can't turn it off. You've got to fully disable the feature for it to stop. Because what people wanted to do was they wanted to post on BitChute on Monday to get people to entice people to go over there, and then post it on YouTube on Wednesday. Well, when you post it on your Wednesday video, it re-uploads to, so now you have two of them on BitChute, and it gets kind of confused. So little things like that aren't working, but BitChute is a legit competitor. And what I do is I hooked into my YouTube. So every YouTube, well, for Awesome with Things, I didn't do it to my other channels, but every Awesome with Things video cross posts to my bitchute.com/awesome with things, and it's just there as a safety net. Now if YouTube goes away or kicks me out, or I get copyright struck 3 times and they boot me, I'm going to at least have it over there on BitChute. Now I also have all my videos on hard drives, but
well, I didn't do something right with BitChute, because when I upload to YouTube, it doesn't automatically put it over there. If I want it over there, I have to manually put it over there. But I have a few videos. Some of my 1940 stuff is over there that I put up. And I feel good having some kind of a backup to put stuff on, because nothing is guaranteed. You never know. I mean, we may come in someday and YouTube has gone. It is vanished from the internet. And along with it goes all your stuff if you don't have stuff backed up. But yeah, I like having some of that. I mean, I can always go to Twitch to live stream. I'm not real thrilled with Twitch. You have to build an audience there. I seem to already have an audience over here on YouTube, so it's simpler.
Chris
So
Nealon's here. Hi, Chris. Good to have you.
Hey, Chris, good to have you in the house. But yeah,
Twitch is, see, I could talk about each one of these services. I can go on and on, but Twitch's problem is there's no discovery, or it's very poor discovery. You got to know what you want to look at and then go there. Now you can have your favorites and things like that, but to surf around, it's piss poor.
And you have to build your audience. If you're going to go over there and live stream, it's not like people are just going to automatically flock to you over there. It's just like on YouTube. You have to build your audience.
Do you know how you build an audience on Twitch? You go to YouTube, build an audience on YouTube, then you bring them over to Twitch. Yeah. Sad, but true. You've got to build a platform.
Even then, because I was doing live streams over there twice a week, I think, and I was mostly sitting there by myself. Even though I was promoting the hell out of it on YouTube and Facebook and every place else, it was hard to get an audience over there.
Do you want me to blow your mind? You know what's coming around now?
What's that?
LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a fully functional social media platform with video and audio and image posts and likes and shares and comments. It's completely different now. And like every new social media network, everything's organic. So there's none of this pay us and we'll put your stuff in front of eyeballs nonsense that you get over on Facebook. It's all real people that are reachable. So people are like, you're doing video, if you're making content, you got to go on LinkedIn. And you're like, oh, I go to LinkedIn when I'm looking for a job. No, they're like,
I did not know they had added all that to it. I'll have to get over there and check that out.
Yeah, listen to Gary Vaynerchuk. He's a motivational and entrepreneur, and he owns a media company. So if you want marketing, it's a marketing company. And he's like, LinkedIn is it. And TikTok now. TikTok's blowing up.
Now, Jim Bashir says Twitch was made for gamers originally. It was made for gamers. However, there are a lot of artists and a lot of crafters, a lot of other venues over on Twitch now.
They are pushing non-gaming hard over on Twitch.
Yeah. Kilroy. Odessa
79763. Yeah.
He Twitches all the time over there. He's always
hard to do. When you have a workshop and you're on Twitch, that's a tricky thing to pull off and be entertaining. I mean, uploading a video, you can cut out all the boring parts. When you're live on Twitch, It's tough.
There's one young lady that does all kinds of artistic stuff, and she does woodworking. She does all kinds of things, and I have her. I sponsor her over on my Twitch channel. So if you go to my Twitch channel, you'll see her from time to time. But she'll do 2-3 hour live streams on there, and she is very entertaining. She's always got something going on.
Speaking of Twitch, when people, do you have Amazon Prime?
No.
Yeah. If you have Amazon Prime, you can give a free. How much is a Twitch membership? $4.99, $6.99,
I don't know.
$5.99.
Beats me.
You can give a free Twitch membership. Here, I'll do it. You want a free Prime month membership from me on Twitch? You're hooked in with your bank account there, right?
I don't know. It's been so long. I don't remember. I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think my bank account's linked to it. Maybe my PayPal.
Yeah, probably a PayPal hooked in here. Let me show the team how to do this, because if you have Prime, you can gift Prime membership. So let me do, and geez, designs. Yeah. Are you on Twitch?
BrendaG's Designs.
I can't find you.
Try leaving the apostrophe out of it.
BrendaG, no space, S, no space.
Designs.
Show 5 more channels. Show all channels.
Let's see here.
Oh, here you are. It's no spaces at all. You were in my favorites.
Well, I should hope so.
But you were scrolled down. You have no videos. Okay, so watch this. So I can go. What do I do here? So go home. How do I sign up for your membership?
I don't know.
I did know how to do this.
Yeah, see that young lady I was talking about, she's the one that you see down there in that little corner streaming right now.
Yeah.
She's always wearing some kind of an outfit. She does gaming on there too. She's
Is she like co-posting her stream to your channel?
I am sponsoring her over on my channel.
Oh, I see.
So there's several. I sponsor Kilroy. There's several of them that I sponsor. So you go to my channel, you're liable to see anybody up there that I have sponsored.
New Prime notifications, get bit. Well, there's a way. Is anyone telling me how to do this in the chat? I'm not watching the chat. How do I sign up to be a member or a follower? That's what it's called. Isn't it called following on Twitch?
Yeah.
Following. How do I follow you? Well, there's a way I can give you a free month membership, and then it would effectively give you $5. And since I have Prime, it's a perk of Prime. I don't know how to do it now. Doggone it. I used to do it over here. I'm making it up. Unfollow.
See, it's been so long since I've messed with it that I don't remember how all that worked now.
Unfollow and follow. Well, sorry, folks. I was going to do something profound, but I can't figure it out now. How to follow on Twitch.
Well, once you figure out how to do it, then next week you can come back and show us.
Yeah,
how it all works. That gives you a week to figure it out.
Do that. Yeah, because if you have Prime, is it called members? I don't know what the term is.
You can be a follower or you can be a member.
That's it, member. How do you be a member?
I think to be a member, you have to pay something.
That's right. That's what I'm trying to do. But I don't know where the become a member button is on Twitch.
I think it's in one of them drop down menus on the top, or at least it used to be. It's been a while since I've messed with it. Because I just kind of burn out because I was doing these live streams, wasn't nobody showing up. So I'm sitting there for an hour doing crafting and stuff, and ain't nobody showing up for my live streams. Even after I had sent out, went up to the truck stop and wrote it on the bathroom wall and everything else, and I'm still not getting nobody to show up to watch me. I'm like, okay, well, this isn't working out too well.
I'm on the help forums now. I'll figure it out. They must have moved the button.
Button. Who's got the button?
To receive a Twitch channel subscription every month to use on partner affiliate channels. This includes, so maybe it's called channel subscription instead of members.
Jim Bashir says, you sure you wrote the right time zone, Brenda? Yeah. I mean, I would get people occasionally drop in for a few minutes, and I talked to whoever was in the chat while I was crafting, but they didn't stay long. And, when I figure, okay, I'm going to do an hour live stream and people not showing up, I'm just kind of sitting there by myself, and I'm thinking, there's probably more productive things that I could be doing right at this given moment.
What are they talking about in the chat? Surveillance capitalism? Some interesting conversations going on.
I don't know what else going on in there. I stole it and I run away with it. And talking about some show scaring you about being connected.
Oh, Jim's talking about a meetup with Mike Fulton this year. Cool. I know there's no Atlanta woodworking show, Jim. So
yeah, people are kind of upset about that. Ones that I've talked to, and I don't know. I mean, don't they have one in Texas? And then I know they had one in Indianapolis, but I don't know what time of year or anything those things are.
One in Massachusetts last week, I think. But I don't know. I think it's that Cobb Galleria venue with the paid parking, and then there was the one vendor basically took up half the show floor, and that was a big ticket item. And then that big vendor wasn't there, and then they tried to get other little vendors in there, and then all the YouTubers showed up at that venue, and most wouldn't buy anything, and they would just be there for the after. There was a lot of corporate-y type reasons.
Jim, when is the one in Indianapolis this year?
Okay.
See if he'll tell me when it's going to be. He's probably having to look it up. But it seems to me that happened right after Atlanta or something. It wasn't too long after Atlanta. I could be wrong about that. He says it's the 31st of January, so it would be before Atlanta. Man, that's coming up here in a couple weeks. Weather will have a lot to do with that. Because you just heard me telling everybody that I don't get out in goofy weather to get myself hurt.
Frankie CNC and Woodworking Channels here says, fact, I'm late. Hey, that's okay. Glad to have you here, Frankie.
Good to see you, Frankie.
Jim, the thing about woodworking is there are a few innovations, but typically woodworking is still woodworking like it was 20 years ago. So you might not miss much.
Well, Jim, send me the over on Messenger if you get the website or something for that, some kind of information on where it is and all that. You send it to me over on Messenger and we'll see what we can do. But yeah, January is a real iffy month because of snow and ice and goofy weather and cold weather. If it gets below certain temperatures, I won't go out. And if it gets icy, I don't go out. And if it snows, I try my best not to go out because I had to deal with that for so many years. I mean, I've had people say, what do you mean? You've been raised in snow and all that. You ought to know how to drive it. Yes, I do. But other people don't. And I don't have health insurance. So I'm not wanting to get out and get myself hurt or killed because somebody else don't know how to handle it.
Yeah, Indianapolis 31st. Yeah, this is the schedule for. This is the woodworking show called The Woodworking Show. That's the formal name of the show, The Woodworking Show.
What is it? Woodworkingshow.com or something?
The Woodworking Shows plural.com. I put it in the inside chat and in the public chat.
Okay.
And yeah, so Indianapolis, St. Louis, Milwaukee, blah, 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 but no Georgia, no Atlanta, Georgia. It's missing.
Okay. Well, I'll take a look at it and see where it's at, and we'll
New
keep an eye out for the
Jersey.
weather. I know. I was just thinking last night. My late husband's birthday was on the 20th of January, and the first year that we was together, I tried to have a surprise birthday party for him, and I had somebody making the cake. I'd gotten all the invitations out, and everybody knew it was a surprise party, and it was going to be held at our apartment, and everybody was lined up to come. And the temperature dropped down. Now, this is not wind chill. This is real temperature. Dropped down to 17 degrees below zero.
My goodness, that's a flash freeze. Hey, West Haven Always and Forever just shared this show on her community tab.
Thank you.
Or
Bless
on
your
his-
heart. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
On his or her. I don't know if that's.
I appreciate that. That's great. Well, as a result, I could not get him out of the apartment that day. He wouldn't go. He's not going anyplace 17 below zero. Are you kidding me? I'm not going anywhere. Car probably won't start. All right.
Oh no.
So he's sitting there, and then I have people calling the house to tell me that they're not going to come because it's so cold. All right. And I'm trying to keep the place all straightened up in case anybody does show up. And he knows something's up because he'd move a magazine, I put it right back. I mean, anything that's shuffled, I'm putting it right back. I want everything just so, right? Normally, I'm not quite that obsessive. And so he knows something's up, but he doesn't know what it is. Well, it comes time for the birthday party. The gal shows up with the cake. I opened the door and I looked at her and I said, surprise, because he's sitting in there. I mean, what else are you going to do, right? And there's a handful of people showed up, but it was so cold that they were afraid to try to stay very long because they were afraid their cars wouldn't start for them to get back home. You know, I never tried to throw anybody a surprise birthday party after that because that was horrible. But yeah, that was on the 20th of January in 1982.
I was going to say, because 83 was that big storm we had.
But this was cold temperatures. It had snowed some, but it wasn't, horribly, horribly awful. But yeah, 17 below zero. I was just thinking about that last night, that it's cold now, but it's not as cold as it was that year.
Wow. Jeff Robinson got a new air fryer. It takes 1 minute to cook sugar cookies. Wow.
I've got an air fryer. I don't like it.
I love the air fryer. Come on.
Every time I try to cook anything in it, it sets off the smoke detectors.
No, mine's flawless. Delicious.
And I don't hardly use any oil in it at all. So
use any.
Well, you're supposed to use just a little bit. You
don't to keep it from sticking.
Yeah, you don't
Ours
want
is
Teflon.
Stick.
But it sets off smoke detector every daggone time I try to fire that thing up.
Try without the oil.
Well, I'm afraid my food will stick to it and gum everything up.
Isn't it Teflon? Isn't it covered with Teflon?
No, it's some kind of metal. It's like it looks sort of like it's copper.
Well, I love mine. I use it all the time.
Yeah,
so it's like a convection oven.
Yeah, I've had people ask me about them, and I'm like, I don't, you try it at your own risk. I don't like mine. Yeah, and I've got one of those. What do they call them? Hot pots or quick pots, or it is what it is a pressure cooker basically, because you lock the lid down on it, and stuff. And I used that once. I don't know. Pressure cookers scare me.
Not a fan. Not a fan of pressure cooker.
But this was pretty simple to use. But I used it one time. But
I try and use the pressure
Fashioned that way.
cooker for chicken wings.
Yeah.
That they turn out good. In the
I
pressure
cooked ribs in mine, and
But
they were delicious.
the way to do it is you'd cook the chicken wings in the pressure cooker, then put them in the oven to crisp them up.
Russ is leaving. He says, good night. Pain med's kicking in, going to bed. Rest well, Russ. Keep that foot elevated. And I hope you're feeling well enough for Saturday night. We're looking forward to Saturday night show. So
thank you for the super chats, Russ and Jim and everyone else that gave super chats.
Really appreciate that. And Russ, if you do that compression thing that I was telling you, putting your foot from the cold water into the hot water for 1 minute, 1 minute in the cold, 1 minute in the hot, repeat that 10 times, do that every day. That will help. It doesn't help immediately, but it will help after 2 or 3 days. You're really going to see a difference. So
Jen's woodworking and things gave a super chat too. Thank you.
Yes, she did. And Dave Gatton, I appreciate everybody giving the super chats.
Yep.
Very greatly appreciated. It's going to help with getting some good giveaways going out here. Because I've got a pile here. I've got another pile over there. I got another pile in another room. And I've got stuff every place that I could pick from for stuff to give away. So
shipping is the expense when you do that.
Yes.
And it adds up.
Yes. Yeah. And so Jim Bashir says, I want to buy a used pressure cooker to make a still out of.
Well, besides the legalities, good luck.
Hope no revenuers show up. That's what I used to say every time somebody from the government would show up out at the farm. I'd call them a damn revenuer and run them off. They stopped coming around.
I believe it.
But yeah, you got everybody policing you when you're on a farm. Everybody with some kind of a tin badge thinks they're going to show up and tell you how things are going to be. And I got tired of it. The funniest one was the guy from the wildlife division that showed up. And
what do you want?
Well, I sold little red ear slider turtles. I'd take them to the swap meets and I'd sell these little red ear slider turtles. But every time I take them, I'd sell out. Well, I'd order them right before the show and take them to the show and sell them at the show and come home with none, right? So he shows up a couple days after the show and he wants to see the turtles. And I said, well, you're going to have a problem with that. And he says, why? And I said, well, I sold them all. And he said, well, didn't you just get them? I said, yeah, I got them. I took them to the show and I sold them at the show. You want to see the paperwork? Well, no. I said, oh, there you go. And I could tell he was a young fella, and I could tell, he didn't have a whole lot of experience. And I said, hey, you said you're with the wildlife division? And he says, yeah. And I said, hey, I got a job for you.
Oh, no.
And he says, what is it? And I said, you see that silo down there in the field? And he says, yeah. And I said, behind that silo, there's a hole. And there's something living down there in that hole. And I don't know what it is, but you're with the wildlife division. You go down there and stick your arm in that hole and find out what that thing is that's living in there. He looks at me, his eyes, he said, I ain't sticking my arm down in no hole. I said, you said you're with the wildlife division. I don't believe you're with the wildlife division, because if you was, you go down there and stick your arm in that hole and find out what that thing is down there. And I'm trying so hard not to laugh.
Brenda, you are brutal.
And so he just turns around and starts walking toward the truck, because he's not getting ready. I said, I got a question for you before you leave.
Oh, God.
And he says, well, what is it? And I said, you see that old corn crib sitting out there by the barn? And he says, yeah. And I said, I was thinking that I could probably go get some wire, some chicken wire or something, and I could frame that thing in with chicken wire, and I could go to raising some birds out there in that corn crib. Would that make a good aviary or something for some birds? And he said, well, maybe. He said, what you thinking about having out there? I said, well, I was thinking about maybe getting some falcons and some owls and maybe some eagles and putting them out there, because I heard they taste just like chicken.
You did not.
He just turned around, got in his truck, backed out the driveway. I've never seen him again.
You got to capture this on video. You want to break out on YouTube. This is the content that would break you out on YouTube. My God.
See, I know how to handle these people.
Oh.
I thought, yeah, that took care of him. He won't be back around anytime soon. Oh, gee. Well, we've been going here almost 2 hours. Probably time for us to wrap this thing up, don't you think?
Yeah.
We've made them laugh until their sides split. So
yes, we did. Good show. See, some of these shows are breakout shows, folks. Tell your friends. Mind you blown.
I'll be putting up another Heifer Haven later tonight, so y'all want to stay tuned and see what's going to go on Heifer Haven. Be something to make you laugh, I'm sure.
Oh,
So
Frankie's saying he's going to wake up early and call into jobs he never worked at. He does that for fun. He'll say he'll give like a generic name, like a common name, like John, and say he wants off because it's a nice day out. And then they'll yell at him like, "You've got to come in." And he'll be like, "But it's just so nice. How about you just let me slide this one time?" Because no, you're on my team. You got to go round and round. Oh, so funny. Instapot, yeah. Portal's saying.
That's what they call them things. Yeah, I got one of them, but I used it one time, and people shame me and say, "Do you have that thing? You ought to use it more than that." And I'm like, "Yeah, well, I'm afraid I'll blow the house up or something." And even then, I was like, I'm hiding behind a trash can lid, in case that thing decides to blow up or something.
My Instapot, it never, the little stopper never pops up, and it always it's a hard thing to get going. At least
Frankie says I've been fired 3 times last year from the same place.
I've seen some of those videos online. They're hilarious.
I feel sorry for the guy whose name he uses when that fella shows up for work, though.
I know. Ugh. But the whole point is to con the person on the other side of the phone to make them think you're a real employee. Mm-hmm. And once you get past that hurdle, it's gold, comedy gold. Man, fun stuff.
Oh, gee. Well, listen, everybody, we've had such a fun time tonight. We hope you all come back next week. Come over to Russ's channel on Saturday night and watch us over there. And then come over to Matt's channel, his All Things YouTube channel, on Monday night and watch his stuff, see what he's going to come up with to teach us. And then back here next Thursday. So we'll see you all on the interwebs. Night, y'all.
Bye, everyone. Stay awesome. Thanks for the super chats, everybody.
And the wheel goes